You are a member of the most successful predator species in the history of this planet. You have weapons, fire, language, and several thousand years of accumulated dominance over every other living thing. And yet right now, if the lights went off in your house, your body would react like a small mammal trapped in a forest at night. Your heart rate would climb a little, your skin would prickle, you'd start listening for sounds you wouldn't normally listen for. And the worst part of it, knowing you're safe doesn't help at all. Your body just doesn't believe you. Almost every human on Earth at some point in their life has been scared of the dark. Kids get it the worst. Around age 2 or 3, something in the brain clicks online, and suddenly the closet has a personality. The hallway becomes a tunnel. The space under the bed becomes a problem. And the standard adult response, the one every parent on the planet has tried, there's nothing there, does absolutely nothing. Because the kid isn't being illogical. The kid is being honest about something most adults have just gotten better at hiding. Adults don't grow out of it. We grow over it. Plenty of grown people, well-employed and emotionally stable, will still walk a little faster down a dark hallway, still flick the light on before stepping into a basement they have stepped into 1,000 times, still keep one foot tucked under the blanket, just in case. Ask them why and they'll laugh and shrug. They don't really know. The fear comes from somewhere older than their reasoning. If there's a specific corner of your own house that still gets you, even now as an adult, drop it in the comments. I'm genuinely curious whether people grow out of certain spots or just learn to live with them. It's not even fear of the dark itself. It's fear of what the dark might be hiding. A pitch black room is unsettling. A pitch black room you know for a fact is empty is still unsettling. A pitch black room with one small unexplained noise in it, that's a whole different category of unsettling. The dark doesn't scare us. The maybe scares us. So why does it have such a grip? Start with the obvious. Humans are visual animals. A massive portion of your brain is dedicated in some way to processing what your eyes see. Strip that input away and you've shut down one of your most expensive organs mid-task. The brain doesn't switch off. It keeps running with nothing to chew on, so it starts making things up. That isn't a metaphor. In total darkness, your visual cortex stays active. It tries to produce a picture of the world, just without source material. It fills in patterns. It exaggerates dim shapes. It builds expectations and then watches for them. If your brain has decided there might be something in the corner, it will keep finding evidence in every shadow until you flip the light on and laugh at your coat. Underneath that, there's a faster system at work. A small almond-shaped cluster of neurons called the amygdala handles threat. It doesn't wait for the rest of the brain to figure things out. It runs ahead on instinct and sends out an alarm first and asks questions second. In the dark, with vision gone, the amygdala goes into a kind of high-alert standby mode. Everything ambiguous gets flagged as a potential problem. A creaking pipe becomes a footstep. A breeze becomes breathing. You're not imagining things. You're just running on a slightly older operating system that prioritizes false alarms over false safety. And that older operating system has very good reasons for being like this. Roll the clock back a couple of 100,000 years. Picture an ancestor of yours. No name, no shoes, just a person trying to make it through one more night. The single most dangerous time of day for our species, for almost all of our history, was the few hours after sundown. Big cats hunted in the dark. So did hyenas. So did other humans occasionally. Vision drops away, hearing matters more, and every snapped twig is a tax on your nervous system. The ones who shrugged at strange noises didn't get to be anyone's grandparent. The jumpy ones did. So we are descended, every single one of us, from the paranoid line. Calmness in the dark was a luxury our ancestors could not afford. The wiring that makes a 4-year-old afraid of the closet is the same wiring that kept a Pleistocene parent alive long enough to have kids in the first place. We didn't lose the fear because we built houses with locks. The fear didn't get the memo. Evolution doesn't read updates. You can see the residue of this everywhere. Night lights for kids are sold by the truckload. Most adults who claim they don't believe in ghosts will still pause at the top of a basement stairwell. Horror movies almost universally set their worst scenes after sundown, and they don't even have to explain why. The audience already knows. There's a reason every culture on Earth, in every century anyone has bothered to check, has at least one story about something that comes out after dark. The names change, the teeth change, the schedule doesn't. Here is the part that's actually interesting. The dark, psychologically, isn't really a thing. It's the absence of one. A dark room contains no more threats than a lit one. The lion isn't there, the intruder isn't there. Your brain knows this, but what the dark removes is information. And the human brain treats missing information almost identically to bad information. It plans for the worst-case version of the unknown because the worst-case version is what kept us alive. That's why a dark hallway in your own home can feel different at 3 a.m. than it does at 3 p.m. Same hallway, same dust. The only thing that changed is how much your eyes can confirm. The second that confirmation drops, nerves. Your brain quietly starts assuming the gap might be filled with something with teeth. Most people grow up assuming fear of the dark is a kind of weakness, a leftover thing, something to mock yourself for. But it's actually one of the oldest, most thoroughly road-tested survival features your body still carries. It outlived smallpox and woolly mammoths and a couple of ice ages. Every time you feel that small spike of unease in a dark room, you're feeling the heartbeat of someone who was right to be worried. They were the ones who lived, the relaxed ones got eaten. So the dark doesn't scare you, your wiring does. And your wiring is the reason you exist. The next time you reach for the light switch a little too quickly, give it a moment. Somewhere, somewhen, a great-great-grandparent of yours did the same thing in a cave. They didn't know you were coming yet, but the reason you're around to flip that switch is that they flinched first. If you've ever scared yourself walking past a dark window for no good reason, you're in extremely old company.